We are so excited to say that this podcast is sponsored by Watermans.
Wait, the solicitors?
Yeah, but they're not like regular solicitors, obviously.
So not super serious and complicated?
Yeah, I would say they're a bit more straightforward kind of vibe, our vibe.
I can get bored with that.
For straightforward legal advice, remember Watermans. Hello guys and welcome back to A Lot on Your Plate with me, Sally Lindsay, and a wee Barbara Streisand. Hope you had a gorgeous week and welcome back and you enjoyed last week's episode. We've got a right good ep coming for you, haven't we?
I think this is going to be in top 3.
Nah.
I think it might.
We hope, because we actually haven't read any of the responses, so we hope that it's going to be good.
That's the best way for it to be. But if you are watching, you'll see that we're surrounded by balloons again for Jessica's birthday that she forgot about.
I forgot all about it, guys. I think I've got to that age where it's just, I don't care anymore.
No, we can't have that.
Which is a shame because I genuinely do love birthdays.
I know.
And the balloons you've done for me are so cute. Rude, but cute.
So it says you're old, which I thought was appropriate. And then we've got a, what would you call that? A garland?
A shrine of my face.
Of Jessica's face with a party hat on it with her age 34. I questioned that.
Same. When I walked in, I was like, shit, am I really 34?
And then we've got some mini ones on confetti on the coffee table. Tiny wee.
Love the colour scheme, it's very classy. That's a really nice photograph of me, and I cannot for the life of me think where it's from. And I really love it. I think I look quite pretty.
Look quite pretty in that.
Quite pretty.
Yeah, I thought let's choose the colour of the season.
Yeah.
Why not, hey? And I thought the wee bows were cute too.
Yeah, that's such a nice inspo pic, Zoe. Well done. But you loads of people will have that for their birthday.
Yeah, I get all that carried away way.
You've been in quite the party planning mood, haven't you?
Oh, I have. I've been planning a really big, large event. Jessie's baby shower.
Very organised with it as well. It's so cute, guys. She showed me the little invite she made on Canva and it's just super cute.
It is cute. So if anyone wants to get me any freebies, hit me up.
No, you're paying for it all, bitch. No, it's actually, it's going to be at Maison in their private room.
Maison by Glass Sahoo in their private room in January. Gorgeous wee morning, I think.
Yeah, I was a bit stressed because I understand that baby showers, I'm going to be honest with you, are boring as fuck. And you all think it, I know you do. But I said I want it to be quite fun and I don't want people to think, oh, January, I don't want to do anything. But you seem to think that people will quite like to do that in January because it's...
I feel like that's a wholesome activity. It's not like, come on and get pissed, it's my birthday. And everyone's like, oh, I'm fed up of drinking. Yeah. Not one person needs to drink of that if they don't want to. No, like, what difference does it make?
Okay, fair.
Do you know what I mean?
As long as everyone has a good time, I'm not bothered. I don't want it to be like, oh, come to my baby shower, you have to be there. Like, I don't want to put any pressure on anyone at that time of year.
You don't need to put the pressure on, I will.
Yeah, you do. And then I'm also having one down in Leicester, which my other best friend Holly's planning with my mother. And yeah, so I'll be quite a lucky little girl. Well, the baby will be very lucky, boy or girl, for the 2 weeks.
I kept saying girl yesterday, by the way.
Did you?
Kept saying she.
Really?
And I thought,
I am starting to think it's a... Did I say on the pod that I thought it was a boy? Because I thought I'd be a boy mum. But I don't know. I shared on my story that I haven't been having craving of pineapple. Mm-hmm. And the amount of messages I got when people were saying, oh my God, me too. And every single one, because I purposely asked them, what do they have or what are you having? All a girl.
Right.
And I know I'll say this now, you'll message me like, oh, I had a boy and I had a pineapple craving. But I also had a couple of messages from people like, just be careful, it can soften your cervix. I'm like, literally, please Google it. It's a myth. It's nonsense. Like,
I know you're being your tongue.
I know.
I actually had some this morning. It stung my tongue.
I know they're only being sweet, but come on, allow a girl to have the only vitamin that she can possibly stomach is some pineapple.
I know.
Poor wee thing in there is probably like, please give me some goodness.
Give us fucking peace.
Anyway, moving on.
Quick shout out before we move on just to the balloon lassie, because she's really good. And you should all use her. A simple treasure on Instagram.
She is changing her name though. She's having a rebrand.
If it changes before this, we'll put it in the description or on the IG. Mm-hmm. Okay? Right, first, we've got some shout-outs to do.
Yeah. We have some...
Yay.
Hooray.
Achievements.
Yay. Performance goals. Yay.
When everyone listens to this, per achievement, you should be clapping per one.
Okay.
Right? I'll read your clap.
Okay. Yeah.
Both of my brothers took part in the Great Glasgow Run. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Clap.
Yay.
My wee brother Ben, who's 15, bless his fucking heart, ran the 10k in under an hour.
Brilliant.
That's good, isn't it?
Yeah.
Adam, who's my big brother, ran the half marathon in 2 hours 5 minutes.
Lots of our Patreon piggies also ran it as well, and they shared some pics and messages.
Very good.
In the chat.
I don't know how you do it. Our pal Holly, who we just spoke about, ran the Lisbon Marathon.
Full marathon.
Full marathon, not half. Not a 0.5, a full 1.
And she actually said she felt good.
Can't believe it.
Do you know what was funny? She was sending us voice notes at every 10k to keep her going, and it was funny but not funny. The first 30k, it was like, yeah, come on, and then the 30 to the 40, it was, I don't know how the fuck people
are you
do
crying,
this?
or are you just out of breath, or
She
are you
was
just
crying.
I'm lost, but I enjoyed the updates.
Same.
I thought, and I get why she's done it. Like, that is quite a good way to keep pushing.
We should have sent them back though for her to have listened to, but I wasn't sure whether she would read the text though.
I know. She maybe wouldn't listen though either. I think it was more just a mindset thing for her.
But anyway, well done, Holly.
Well done,
So proud of
Holly.
you. It's amazing.
Next, we saw my mum on our show.
Guys, this is cemented in my brain forever. It's my new personality trait, your mother. I can't get over how good she was.
I know.
It was... Like, I know Zoe's probably just like, oh yeah, it's my mum, she was so good. But no, she genuinely was so good. And I didn't stop crying.
I know, you're really emotional.
I was so emotional. I think I'm getting that sort of like pregnancy hormonal emotion thing kicking in now.
That soft mum way.
But I have shared before that even X Factor auditions on YouTube and things that are overwhelmingly nice and good get me so upset.
I do get that. I get it.
And when there's all people clapping and cheering, like that sort of situation, I'm so overwhelmed by it that I'm crying.
Yeah.
And the singers were good. The whole show was good. Everyone there's working for free pretty much. It's in the town hall of Airdrie. It was such a nice town hall as well.
I know, I've never been there before. It's actually really nice, isn't it?
Yeah. The actual storyline of 9 to 5, Dolly Parton, I've never seen it, never even knew about it. So I loved it. The main character guy in it was brilliant. The
He was
evil,
well funny.
misogynistic boss was brilliant. And then when your mum was like the superstar of the show, she was the main character.
She is extremely talented.
She was amazing, Zoe. And I kept crying as well because I kept thinking like, oh my God, because I sat next to Adam and Zoe and I didn't dare look because obviously I was in bits. But I was like, they must be so proud of her.
Yeah. We were, to be fair.
But you two are so like mellow, like, and I'm just like...
We have grown up though going to her shows.
That's what I mean.
Like, it doesn't make you any less proud, but it wasn't like our first time seeing her being a star. Like, when we grew up, she was always the main part. Whereas she's just not been the last few years because she was choreographing it instead. And also, she's older now, so like a lot of shows, unless it's specifically meant to be for a slightly older character, younger people do it. Do you know what I mean? But she is so good.
She's amazing.
She's very
So if anyone wants to go and watch a show by Chaos, is it?
Yeah, it's a Curlook club.
All of them, everyone in the whole... Every single person in that show was amazing and talented, and I don't know, it's really made me feel like I might go and watch more amateur theatre shows.
Oh, definitely. And by the way, loads go to the Kings and stuff. Like, I've went to loads that I didn't even realise were amateur.
What? That King's Theatre's amateur?
No, some amateur shows.
Oh, sorry.
That's where they perform, at the Kings, because they're Glasgow based.
Brilliant.
Yeah. So loads of clubs do it. It's just people's hobby. Like, it is cute.
I loved it.
I would do it if I was a good enough singer, but I can't know be the main part. That would annoy me.
Would it?
I think if there was like really good dancing in it and I was like a dancer. But see, when it's like that and it's more like you're only really in it if you're like a main part. Like, I wish I was a singer, but I'm not.
How tight is this? When I was young and I went to stage school, it was Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, and I was the mirror.
I was not expecting you to say that. I thought you were going to say a dwarf.
I just stood on the stage and held a frame.
That is iconic. Did you say or do anything?
You know, the midget mirror when it talks back, the evil mirror to the witch. Yeah, I did a bit, but not much.
No, that is so funny.
I did play Plowsy Brown and Bugsy Malone in my school play, which was main part. But then you get this. This is... I don't know if I've shared this with you before, but this is even worse. The week before, it was such tight schedule that we didn't have time to learn the lines that we actually were miming it.
Oh,
and we had
my God,
a Blousy Brown person that read the script on the side of the stage, and we just had to go... So I've never had a big moment.
Oh, maybe it's coming. Maybe this is it. Maybe this is
Anyway.
it. Right, last shout out is my cousin George. Have you seen this? Who lives in...
It's food.
Yeah. He is a chef. Well, he has a chef, but he's now doing his own thing, and it's a food truck he's got. Mm-hmm. It's called George's Cooking Food Truck, and it looks amazing. I wish it
looks so good. But there might be people that listen that are based down there.
That's what I'm saying. If he's based in Nottingham, but I'm sure he would travel about.
So not far from where I'm from. It's only Leicester people, East Midlands.
So if you wanted that at like a wedding or an event or a garden party or something, then look it up.
But it's really good food as well.
Yeah,
it looks it.
Yeah, such a good cook. Chef, I should say.
Chef, yeah, get it right, Zoz.
So yeah, I just wanted to get them all out there because we're surrounded by talented people who are having good achievements. And whilst they were all doing that, I was a potato on my couch, so that was good.
You've not been well, though.
Not been well.
That's fine. That's fair.
Do you hear that?
And maybe one little shout out as well. We both had a PT this morning with our Richard Tate, which Zoe is still traumatised by.
Always.
Trying to move my body a bit more, and I thought I'll jump in on Zoe's session. And he scaled it so we could do it together, but it was really tough actually.
It's always still hard.
I know. You're funny, but he was telling me your progression weights this morning when we left. And
he texted me that and I just went, yay, because it meant fuck all of me.
Yeah, but, okay, so let's put this into perspective. I remember Zoe's 1 rep max of a chest press 6 weeks ago was 30 kg, was 32.5 kg. She just did...
That means you can only manage one
rep.
It's so heavy for you.
Yep. And yesterday she did 6 reps of 30 kg in just 6 weeks.
3 times.
Wow, that's amazing. He says you're really coming on.
There you go, muscle man over here.
But the shout out was he's actually moved gyms now. I may have said this, Coatbridge is based, but he has availability. I know we said he didn't, but he has a couple of spots come available for 1-to-1, especially if you're available mid-morning from like, let's say 10 till 1. Mm-hmm. He could probably do you most days. He's just trying to fit his schedule around becoming a father, you know? And then online 1-to-1s, maybe unlimited to an extent, because you're still obviously having coaching and you're based anywhere in the UK. So I thought I'd let you know, just in case, at Adversity Fitness on Instagram, he is.
And I will moan about it from start to finish, but he is a nice guy, okay?
He's obsessed with you, and you're obsessed with him.
Anywho, what's been a lot on your plate?
Ooh. What's been a lot on my plate? I don't know. Emotionally, my mother came up this weekend with my stepsister Ella, who I love so much, and we had a lovely time. But she tried to take me shopping. I'm going to speak about this more in the bonus because I don't want to rant too hard. But we went shopping for baby stuff, and I need to just share with you that I felt quite overwhelmed.
Yeah.
I can't say that I was...
enjoying it.
Yeah. I thought it was cute, and it's difficult when you don't know the sex, when you're especially trying to pick clothes. You're quite limited, and I know that you just need baby grows at the start and all that jazz. But when we were in John Lewis, there was so many gadgets, prams, and she made me push the pram, well, just jokingly, like, oh, push that pram, and it just felt so alien to me, and I felt silly, and I just was like, I don't feel comfortable.
Yeah.
And
you'd also push an empty pram as well.
Yeah, I know. And I thought, oh my God, this is so weird for me. And my mum was like, you're going to need this. And even Ella, she said she learned so much off TikTok. She's 20, and she was like, you need this breast pump, you're going to need this camera. This is the best one you need to have. It's called Owlet or something, and you put it on their foot. And I'm like, oh my God. I swear when I was born.
How does she know any of that?
So she learns it on TikTok. She also works at Next. So Next is quite a good place for like baby clothes and things. Which they took me to, and she gets discounts. So we got some nice bits and bobs there. But yeah, I don't know. I just felt really overwhelmed. I don't know if anyone else is feeling like this, the same sort of stage as me, or if they did and it will just come normal. But I've been maybe watching too many things online because my whole feed is quite baby now. Just automatically your algorithm changes, doesn't it, on the Explore page. And I was watching Megan McKenna, bless her heart. She's been pregnant for about 15 years, which feels like. But she was doing like a get ready nesting sort of thing. And she was packing like 6 nappy caddies. And she's so excited, of course, because it's her first baby.
What's a nappy caddy?
I don't know. I learnt that on that day as well. It's like a little, you carry it and it's just nappies, bum rash cream, and you just have it around the house.
Oh, like a wee, like...
Yeah, just like a little carrier.
Box, like a wee tray thing.
Yeah. And she was packing 6 of them. She's like, I'll have one in my car, I'll have one in the bathroom, I'll have one in the spare room, I'll have one at my mum's.
I don't think that's necessary.
And I don't think so, but I was feeling like, what the fuck? I don't know how to do this. And then my friend, bless her, messaged me and she was like, I'll send you a list. She's one of a good few people that have sent me this list. And she's like, it's not that much. I'll tell you all the stuff that you do need and the stuff that I've got that was a waste.
Yeah.
It's still scroll. And I'm like, I'm overwhelmed. Where do I start? I actually don't have long left.
You're probably feeling overwhelmed as well because you hadn't started. Whereas, just look at that list and maybe pick 4 things a week. Because it'll be like a pack of nappies. Like, you can pick them up easy. That's not overwhelming. Like,
yeah.
You know of them. We all know everyone wears a nappy. Aye, and then loads of things are probably like creams and shit, I'd imagine.
Do you know what else at my own worst enemy though? I want, not necessarily the best, but I want to research every single thing. Because you know I'm like that anyway in travel, food. So I'm like, what's the best creams to use? What is the best? What's going to be the best camera? What's going to be the best Moses basket? What's the best pram? I don't know anything. And I know no one ever knows anything at one point. But I'm feeling overwhelmed because I'm actually thinking, fuck me, I'm 22 weeks pregnant by the time this comes out, that I haven't really got long left. And we've got lots of things coming up in between.
I think you would be better just going into like Boots and whatever other shops have these things, like John Lewis again, now that it's not the first time, and have your list of like the gadgets you do definitely need and try not look them all up. Just because they wouldn't, maybe some gadgets that are close to the baby, you know how if one lives in the cot with it or whatever, because people do say like fire hazards and shit, maybe that you could look up, but see like the creams and all that, like they wouldn't be in the shop if they were going to harm your baby.
Yeah, true.
So just be like, I need a nappy cream, there's one.
Yeah.
Because you will then just spend hours scrolling, and it does have its benefits, but it also has its downside too.
Yeah.
You'll be like, eee.
I know it will all fall into place. I know probably some people feel that way. But I had my 20-week scan, which was amazing.
I can't believe you don't have one after that.
I know. Not on the NHS, unless there's something that my midwife thinks might need one. But you can have a 4D scan as well, like privately, which I definitely will do with Laura. But everything was fine and the baby was perfect and everything measured the long legs and the side little profile was so cute. And the lady, bless her heart, let my mum pop her head in quickly at the very end because she was obviously up, and the hand went up and it was like,
hiya,
and it doesn't stop moving.
Hiya,
hello. Anyway, that's the bump date. But I'm not moaning. I just thought that's been a lot on my plate this weekend. It was more of a, oh my god, shit's getting real.
Reality.
Holy fuck, where do I start? And I know so many people have sent me lovely messages and tried to help me, and lots of companies have reached out to me as well, but I honestly just don't know where to start. But hopefully in the next few weeks I'll be grand.
That's just like the start of the having to get shit journey.
Yeah.
It'll all come in dribs and drabs, and before you know it, you'll have everything you need.
And the good news is I'm actually now having a nursery done, which Zoe was like, oh my god, I'm changing my spare room to a nursery, so
I'm here for that. I love wee nurseries, are cute.
Just thought, I can't afford to move my house. It's not going to happen in the next few years, so why not just do it properly? So that's
Absolutely. And what about physically on your plate?
Oh, so this weekend I went to La Petite Coque. Took my mother there for a nice sandwich. Had a gorgeous, my favourite sandwich combo ever. Ham, cheese, pickles and Dijon mustard. So good, the best French baguette ever. And then we actually went for a really nice Sunday roast, didn't we, on Sunday at the Duke's Umbrella.
The Duke's Umbrella.
Which you've said before, but we're so impressed, aren't we?
I think this is a big deal.
It is a big deal, Zoe, because we actually had confirmation that it was because of this podcast by the team.
There you go.
We're changing lives.
They added cauliflower cheese to the roast menu. Can you believe it?
Can you believe it? We said we wish they did it. We got there and I looked at the sides and the top one, and I watched you watching me read the sides, yeah? And I was like, oh my God, I'll have a side of mac and cheese, please. And you went, no, look at the bottom. And I was like, holy fuck, they've got mac and cheese. And
no, cauliflower cheese.
Cauliflower cheese. And the woman was like, yeah. So good. I swapped my Yorkies for a Haggis Yorkie.
Why not?
Because it's extra for that. extra gravy always, and a side of cauliflower cheese. Really good. My only glitch with it, and we've got to be honest.
What was your glitch?
I wish the roast potatoes were cooked a little bit longer and crispier.
Crispier. It's hard to get a good
Still
roast
tastes
potato.
good though. But I don't understand why places don't make them like, I like them golden crisping where you can grate your knife on it and it's making that noise. But the gravy was delicious. The beef was melt in the mouth so good, especially because I had to have it cooked through, which was so good. The one carrot that you get that's like glazed in maple was superb.
That's enough for me when you get a roast like that, I think.
Is it? Because I was a bit
It's different when you... A roast out is different because I feel like it's got the right proportions of things.
Right.
Whereas at home I just pile everything on my plate.
True.
But it's quite nice when you've just got like really good
quality veg. You are right, actually. Starters.
What
Amazing.
did I have again? Oh, I had patty. I just can never look at that in a menu and not have it.
You love it, don't you?
I love it. And I actually didn't... It was the roast menu, but you can get mains, which I tried this time, and I had haggis, neeps and tatties.
Yeah, so you did. You didn't have a roast, did you?
I do love haggis.
The second best thing that I think Scottish is amazing for, first probably being haggis, in my humble opinion.
Okay.
That might be on par with the Morton's crispy roll. Do love them. Or chippy sauce. Oh. Anyway.
There's a lot of things.
Second, Cullen Skink. It's one of my favourite ever soups, if you like.
Oh, you were enjoying that.
I love it. And Duke's Umbrella do a really fucking good one. So definitely get it.
Yeah, definitely try that. And your mum got the haggis fritter. Haggis quesadilla.
Quesadilla, which was interesting. It was quite spicy.
It looked delicious.
And then she decided to go all out and order all 4 puddings because my mum has the biggest sweet tooth in the world. They were so good. What was I eating that couldn't have enough of? The fried Mars bar.
Fried Mars bar. I didn't try it because I was so full and I wasn't really well over the weekend. Like, I had a really bad cold, so I wasn't 100% and I just couldn't force myself to have something sweet, which was really unlike me.
Can I describe you what it was like then?
Yeah. So I've never had one, by the way, just put that out there.
Okay, well, it wasn't just a fried Mars bar that was in a slice.
A full slice,
Yeah, it was chopped up bite-sized chunks in like I could describe it that the texture was like a crispy churro. So chunks of churro dipped in, gorgeous. I think it was like vanilla ice cream. So it was like getting all melted. It was so good. I think it might have had a drizzle of chocolate over it. We also had the sticky toffee pudding, which Ella had. And my mum had correct me if I'm wrong, Cranacan?
No, they didn't have that left.
Cranachan? Cranacan.
Didn't have any of that left.
Oh, did she? I thought she did have that.
No, it was like a cheesecake.
Oh, sorry, it was the orange blossom tart.
Yeah, that was it.
That was really nice.
It was all lovely.
Cranacan. Well, I can always get that wrong.
Cranacan. I've never heard of that in my life. Until that day.
The oats, raspberry. It's like a classic dessert from Scotland.
Is it? Never seen it. I might have seen it, but not known what it was.
You have it a lot on Burns, is that correct? Or, well, just any sort of
Scottish
occasion. Well,
the food was great, and also I just love it there because it's so cosy. Like, I know we don't love dark places, but I do on that sort of occasion.
On a Sunday, when it's coming into autumn, it's acceptable.
Bit of live music.
Yeah, he finishes at 5, by the way. We just missed him, which is a shame.
But we were there the last time, there was live music, and it has a nice vibe.
And everyone had their medals around their neck because it was after the run. So there was loads of people in there with their little 10K getting a roast after. Anyway, highly recommend it. Go there.
Me too. Love.
You know what I'm like with Sunday roasts. Nothing's ever 10 out of 10 for me, but it's creeping up the ladder, you know. You're going to go to Manchester and try Firehouse, aren't you? I really can't wait for you to try that,
I'll let you know how that is, everyone.
Anyway.
Right.
Where should we begin? Shall I tell you one little thing that can talk us into why we've thought of this topic today?
Go for it.
And if you're on Patreon, you'll know this because I sent you a message of sheer shock. When I was in Nashville, have a little wild fucking guess what came through my door.
Every time we talk about this, I do wish it was me. Because it's iconic.
To Mum and Dad. Congratulations. Can't wait to have a new human addition in the family. I promise I'll be gentle. Love from your favourite cat, Owen. handwritten envelope, happy family sort of congratulation card on the front. Who the fuck are you? I need to get a Ring doorbell.
You actually do. We can't have that. Maybe give it another year.
It's been 2 years strong, Zoe.
Then we need to find out who. Like, it can't be a mystery forever.
It's 2 years strong. I have this. Do you know what Rebecca said in the chat? And I was pissed, and she went, imagine if we've just missed it all this time and it's Owen. Yeah. But
yeah,
no,
why would you just assume it's not him?
No, but it was Wilson at one point.
True.
They changed the favourite cat.
That's what's funny about it.
But what's funny is it's hand-delivered, so it really rules out many people.
Yeah.
My big suspicions are, I've suspected all of you girls. And everyone around that table, when I got the text from Richard while I was in Nashville, I was like, it's you, Heather. It's you, Hayley. You know I'm here. You purposely got somebody to drop this over because you want to throw me off the scent because you sat opposite me. And they were like, same as you, like, I really wish I was that funny.
It's absolutely not me. I'm not as funny as that.
Has got to be either Richard's sister,
That's
Hayley,
a strong contender for me, I think.
strong contender. But at the time, when it first started, she couldn't drive. So that was her ruled out at the start.
Okay.
She also lives in Falkirk, so who could be asked to do that journey? And it could be one of my lovely neighbours that are funny as fuck. Well, they're trying to be funny as fuck.
Are any of them funny, though?
I don't know them well enough to really know. But that's funny.
It's really funny. It's the...
But also a little bit creepy.
I know. But it's the consistency of it that's funny for me. And it comes at like... It's not like you announce you're pregnant, it's there.
No.
It's like it comes like a wee bit after.
So it's my birthday, so let's see if it happens. I'm gonna be like a peeping Tom at the flipping blinds. Like, who the fuck is that?
I do think a Ring doorbell, but equally I don't want to ruin it yet.
No, I don't.
Because it is quite enjoyable.
Imagine if they've actually got somebody else to post it for you, and then I catch them and go, caught ya, and they'll go, I'm just a delivery man. Don't shoot the messenger. Anyway, that brought us on to thinking, has anybody had any sort of secret stalkers, sort of, I don't know, secret admirers, should we say?
Or even like exes that won't leave and...
Yeah. But also, it then brought us on to, we want to know just anything that's happened, because we spoke about a lot of like dating in your 30s in last week's episode and meeting people now, especially online dating. Have you had any embarrassing dating that you can let us know?
The worst thing that's happened.
The worst thing that's happened in it. And when I say we had so freaking many messages, and we've been trying our best to not read them because some of them, we read a couple and some of them were well funny. So.
There are some really good ones here.
Right, Zoe, I've got a scenario for you. You're in a car crash. It's not your fault. Your car is in bits and you're majorly stressed out. What are you going to do?
Probably phone you.
Great. Well, maybe don't do that. But the correct answer is to call our friends at Watermans, obviously.
What, so they can sort my car and everything?
Yep. You don't even have to phone your insurance company. Watermans will sort it all for you.
What if I have to miss work and can't earn my money?
Well, they'll get you that money back too. Sorted.
Okay, I feel less embarrassed about being rear-ended now.
Chaos.
Let's start with this one. I was previously in a long-distance relationship and got stopped at security for being over the 100ml liquids. You guessed it, a giant bottle of lube.
What?
Luckily, it was a female of a similar age and she could see how embarrassed and mortified I was, so she kindly brought a bin over so that I could discreetly throw it away.
Sisterhood. We love it.
You need these things.
You do.
That's an essential if you're away with your partner, in my opinion, anyway. Oh God, here's a long one. Right, ready?
Oh my God, there's so many.
By the way, this is a flight romance.
Oh.
So, I had a flight romance. Flying from Singapore via Dubai years ago for work, I was in the queue at Glasgow airport and clocked this hot guy. Who would believe it? He then sits down next to me on the plane. That's fate, in my opinion. We start chatting and hit it off straight away, end up having several wines, plane snogging, the whole lot.
You're joking me.
I was in the aisle, he was in the middle, and some poor random was stuck at the window having to endure all of this. We both got off in Dubai to get our connecting flights and swap numbers, etc. He messaged me constantly until he told me he was fucking married.
No.
Safe to say I stopped talking to him then. When I was still on Facebook until a few years ago, he would always pop up as my people you may know.
She's stalking her then.
I also have another story on a flight to Ibiza with my best friend.
Wow.
She got chatting to the guy in the aisle seat. She was in the middle, I was at the window. We were chatting away, having a laugh. I ended up falling asleep, and when I woke up, she informed me she'd wanked him off under a jacket.
You joking?
They then acted like complete strangers, which was even more funny and bizarre when we ended up right next to them through passport control, baggage collection and the queue for the taxi. Strangely enough, his claim to fame was that his dad played in quite a famous Scottish band. Who could that be? Fair fucks to him.
Wait, that definitely tops my secret hand holding under the quilt.
I mean, definitely. You didn't even
under a quilt.
I need to know, like... No, I don't need to know that.
No, go on. You need to know what? If he ejaculated, you dirty bitch.
Yeah, and where? Like, where, and then where does it end up? In the
oh my God. Guys, this is brilliant. I love it.
This was back in my wild days, but I had a boyfriend at the time, and he cheated on me with this girl who was in my friend's circle, but we weren't mega close. So we ended up having tea with her, and she confessed to everything. We got chatting about more stuff, and I was like, you're actually quite nice. We ended up becoming quite close friends after that. I broke up with my boyfriend and went a bit wild. I ended up back with the girl and a boy that my boyfriend used to moan about that he thought fancied me. One thing led to another, and ended up having a threesome with them both.
Yeah.
That was one of the first times I discovered that I actually like girls more than guys, so a big thank you to my ex.
Love it.
So she ended up having a threesome with the girl that her ex cheated on her with.
And then they ended up basically together.
Icon.
Or having a little bit of a thing.
Icon.
Best one was he picked me up from my pals. He thought it would be funny to drive forward as I was going past the front of the car. Oh my God.
No.
He ran me over.
No.
He ran me over. Oh my God, head rush. Full on trapped my leg under the car. I was crying trying to get out. It was stuck and he didn't move. Managed to wriggle out eventually, crying my eyes out, and obviously was in so much pain. He was laughing in my face for being sensitive. And still to this day, I'm waiting on receiving an apology for it. I wonder if she's still with him, if she's still waiting for an apology.
That's what I thought.
That's iconic. Oh boy, I have an embarrassing story to tell you. To preface, this happened when I was 18. I'm 32 now, but I still laugh about it. My ex and I had a messy breakup, lots of back and forth. Finally, I had enough of the games and started to move on. Little did I know this guy was all of a sudden not ready for that. Now the story begins.
Oh God,
I came home after a night out with friends to find my ex standing in the rain outside my house. I was still living with my parents. He scared the crap out of me. He walked up to the car and begged me to hear him out. So I told him to get in the car because it was pouring with rain and I'm not completely heartless. He then started to bawl and say how much he misses us. He then takes out a note and starts reading vows he wrote for me. Vows? Like what? So insane. Anyway, I tell him no, I'm done, I'm not interested, and I ask him to get out of my car and to leave. I walk up to my house and he continues to follow me, begging and begging. I say to him, go home. And he replies, you are my home. So I say, no, home is that way. I point in the direction of his house. I turned around and walked in, closing the door and not looking back. The next day I get a text from a mutual friend and they told me my ex had called them and asked for a ride. But when they found him, he was laying in the middle of the road in the pouring rain. So dramatic. Important to note, he was well after midnight. It was well after midnight and the road was residential, so there was no immediate danger.
Jesus.
Now that I write this out, it does sound a bit mean on my part, but I promise this man was awful and so manipulative. I'm really proud of myself for standing my ground and laughing at the drama this man put on. Bloody Nora.
If someone who I wasn't interested in anymore said, you're my home, I would have ran over him if he was in the middle of the road, so you done well, hen.
Especially if this guy's like so manipulative.
You're my home, don't annoy me.
It reminds me of a favourite quote of mine that I saw on the internet one time, and I always think about it. What is it? It's better to admit that you walked through the wrong door in life than spend the rest of your life in the wrong room. It's better to admit that you made a mistake rather than staying in the mistake for your whole life, is basically what that means.
Okay, fine.
So she could have forgave him. She could have been like, you know what? Get in. I'll forgive you.
Felt
she was
bad
like, no, I'm not feeling bad.
Yeah, fair. One night I was on a date and woke up in bed with his mum. To follow up, I went on a date and we went back to his for a drink. He lived with his mum, who was actually my boss.
Oh.
Pardon? And I fell asleep on the couch. He was steaming and went up to his bed, leaving me on the couch. Fuck that, by the way.
No. Does she even know at this point that it was her boss?
Unsure. His mum came down early in the morning and felt sorry for me and said, come on up to my bed, lol. I woke up in the morning with a text from him saying, did you get home okay? I can't remember a thing from last night. And I text back saying, come into your mum's room.
No. That is brilliant.
I'm next door, mate, come in. Right, next. Peed the bed about 4 weeks into seeing someone at his house, sober as well, which I feel is so much worse.
Oh.
Having to wake him up at 4 a.m, like, excuse me, sorry. Luckily, he wasn't too put off and we're a year down the line and no more accidents have been had.
Oh my God, lucky you.
You are lucky.
I still get called busy pants.
Sober though.
Oh shit. Wonder why that is. Were you nervous?
I think you might get your bladder checked too, hen. Drunk we can take, sober I'm not so sure.
In relation to your scandal story, about 10 years ago when I was at uni, I slept over at my then boyfriend's house. The following morning I was packing my stuff up, ready to leave, and picked up an item of clothing on the floor I thought was mine.
Huh?
To my surprise, I picked up a pair of crotchless knickers, which were not mine. I questioned him immediately and asked whose they were, and he was adamant and tried to convince me they were mine.
Right.
Imagine that. You're like, okay, son. I've never worn crotchless knickers at any point in my life at that time, so I definitely knew they were not.
So Shez now.
Okay. He even had the cheek to try and pass them on to me as I was leaving the door, still trying to convince me that they were mine. A week later, he dumped me because he said he could no longer trust me as I'd lied about the knickers.
Fucking hell, they're not mine.
So fucking funny. And that I tried to set him up and claim he was cheating. Gaslighting at its finest. Fast forward about 3 years on, and he randomly contacted me out of the blue and admitted to cheating on me. Said it had always weighed heavy on him, that he lied and tried to make me look like the bad guy. Asked if there was any chance we could reconcile.
Right.
Obviously denied it at this point, with my now husband by that point too. The absolute audacity. Hope he's still sad about it now and regrets his life choices. What a freak.
What are these people expecting? For you to then go, oh yeah, they are mine.
But that is just full on gaslighting though. How can I twist this story and make her believe that she's the problem? Make her believe that she's the one, that she's planted the seed. And I would never do that to her.
They're either your fucking knickers or they're no.
No, they're no.
Like, there's no convincing someone that it's their panties when they're no.
Especially when they're crotchless. You're like, no.
Also, you just know when it's your pants. Don't annoy me. Oh, God.
No. Listen to this one. This guy I was seeing broke up with me because he said I was too young. Fast forward, I graduated from college in the States and decided to travel to Tanzania with a friend. When I got back to the States, I found out my mum had been sleeping with him while I was gone. I guess I really was too young for him. I wonder if she still speaks to her mum.
Right. Worst thing to happen in a relationship. Memory unlocked of 15-year-old me with my first proper boyfriend. Snogging each other's faces off, some dry humping until we were gasping for a drink. That's what we used to do, innit? Pulled apart and my boyfriend was about to grab us a drink when I noticed his crotch covered in blood.
Oh
my God, I'm so sorry. I must have came on, she said. Turns out I hadn't. No.
Was his foreskin trapped in the zip?
His zip had got caught somewhere delicate and he needed his dad to take him to A&E. I'm cringing. Ouch. Luckily, he was absolutely fine. We were a bit shaken and didn't dry hump ever again.
I wonder if they're still together.
I'm going to be sick.
Went on my first date years ago after being in a relationship for 2 years. We had been texting and had been getting on great. The plan was I was coming up to Glasgow and we were going to go for mini golfing and for food and drinks. First red flag was he stunk of Buckfast when I met him, which he admitted to drinking 2.5 bottles the train in.
No, you'd be absolutely legless.
We got to the mini golf, going fab, until he slapped my bum with his golf club. We then went to the Pisano's for pizza, a family with 2 young kids, and he asked me if I had any operations.
Right.
Alarm bells now ringing for me. I said no when he openly admitted he had been castrated. I couldn't finish my pizza after this, lol. I wanted to go home after this and was getting ready to leave for the bus, and he was adamant on walking me to my stop. I held my hands in my pocket the whole walk, and he kept trying to hold my hand.
No.
Then I got to the street across from... Oh my God. Got to the street across from my stop. I told him I'd be fine from here. He then grabbed my face and kissed me. And when I tell you how much I wanted to bleach my mouth after this, safe to say I was off dating for months after this one. We've got so many more, and I don't think we're going to be able to fit it into this week's episode. So shall we carry on to next week's main episode?
Make it a two-parter.
We don't want to just save it purely for Patreon, but we'll have a little catch up in Patreon this week.
Yeah.
Bit more of what we've been up to, what we're doing.
I've got a lot of things that I've been watching, reading, shit like that. So if you want to hear that shit,
yeah, and I've got a few perfume recommendations as well. And
the week after, we've got our first guest of the season.
So we have, but she's a returning guest.
So take from that what you will.
A returning guest who you all love so much.
We are also opening something really exciting on Patreon. So
oh yeah, shit.
We're going to sort of open that whilst having our catch up, sort of like mukbang but without the eating.
Yeah, well, we actually were going to have a spit or swallow today, guys. I really want to try the new Heinz pickled onion Monster Munch mayonnaise.
Sold out.
And I really wanted to have it in a crispy Morton's roll with ham and salad. But Murray, can you just bring over that pot of gorgeousness that you purchased for me this morning? He's a good egg. He got me these sweet and salty pretzel fudge from M&S.
Unreal.
These are unbelievable. I really want to try the spooky Marks and Spencer's chocolate thingies.
Next. We'll either see you on Patreon or we will see you next week for more relationship stories, okay?
Thank you for my birthday messages. Not that I've had one yet.
I forgot to give you a present.
Oh, I've got a present?
Yes. It's right here.
Fucking hell.
I can only apologise about that. There you go.
Thanks.
That's so inconsiderate of me. I had to apologise.
It's a card with my cat on it if you're listening. Oh my God. Oh, I know what this is.
No, it's not that.
Oh.
You think it was your David Gray ticket?
Yeah.
No.
It's not David Gray. Okay, cool. To Jessie. I know you forgot about your birthday, but I didn't. I can't wait for another day of you and Jason fighting for my attention. I love you forever. Zoe, Zozo, Zozzlepop, BFFL, best auntie to be. Mwah. So cute.
Thank you. Put a lot of effort into that card.
My goodness. There's a high figure on this. Fuck me. Aww. What a great gift.
Because I've already looked it up. There's 4 pregnancy treatments.
Stop.
So you
Well,
can
the
get
one
2.
is the one like a D-swell.
One's like, by the way, it's a voucher for, how do you say it?
Sorry, it's a voucher for Charisma on Regent Street.
Yeah.
Where I went for my lymphatic drainage massages. I had like 4. I went there for that, God, how do you say it? It's that sort of chemical peel foot pedicure.
Yeah.
I've been there for a few things actually. It's also where I got my favourite ever, help me out, liquid probiotics that I love. Probiotics that I get from there. Anyway, she's got me a very high figure amount of gift card. That's so
I
generous.
just thought you like getting touched.
Love
your
it.
Feet massaging and all that. So there's a treatment that's like a full body. Kind of, I think it's like a D-swell massage. It's right down your calves and your feet.
No, I can't.
You'll
I'm
love
obsessed.
that.
Do you know what would be a really good question to ask our listeners actually, and we could do this on a future episode? I want to know, if you won the lottery, what would be, not the first thing you'd buy, but what would be your non-negotiable thing that you would always want? Mine would be a consistent masseuse. I want somebody with me all the time that would massage me, touch me, everything. Every day of every hour.
Okay, let's ask that next time. I like that question.
Yeah.
I need to think about it.
I just love it.
Okay,
and I unfortunately don't have people around me that like to touch me, and it's a shame because I love to touch them.
I know, sorry, I apologise. I'm one of the people.
For fuck's sake. Anyway,
next week for some more raunchy, disturbing, concerning stories. We love it.
And then Patreon for some products of the week.
And a catch up.
Yeah. Okay, bye.
Bye.